I'm going to call this regular meeting of the Rockridge School Board to order. There's a binder labeled public copy of board materials and agendas at the table as you walk in. Public may also view school board agendas at rrps.org on board book. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Let the record indicate all members are present this evening. The agenda, I think there's one to add. Tim, were you gonna?
I'm gonna add the Gilbert property.
Okay, a discussion on the Gilbert property. We can do 6.6.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Motion by Ernst, second by Lotiger. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Recognition of visitors' input. Is there anybody that would like to address the board? Watsy?
Yep. I wanted to talk to you about, the enrollment numbers finally came out.
Oh, sorry, it's over here, the lectern is missing right now.
All right, okay. The enrollment numbers finally came out. And last year, the state of Minnesota told you to plan your budget on 2,447 students, right? These are all from your documents from your board book. Someone in this building made up an enrollment number of 2,336 students, and you set your budget based on that number. We all agree? Your enrollment is 2,239 students, as was reported to the Minnesota Department of Education on October 13th from the school district. That's 97 students short. I don't know your exact funding per student, but I imagine somewhere around $10,000 a student. It leaves you about $1 million short on your revenue side of the budget you passed this past spring. A budget that was a negative $500,000 when you passed it. Now add to that the fact that your graduating class of 200 plus this year is going to be replaced by an incoming kindergarten class between 130 and 140. You're facing another student deficit next year of about 70 students drop in enrollment from what you currently have of 2,239. I wanted to get on the agenda so I could ask you questions, and I wasn't allowed to do that. So I'm going to give you the questions. Some of these board members, maybe you can find out these questions for me. Who came up with the number of 2,336? Okay. What data and practices were used to come up with that number of 2,336? It obviously wasn't the data the state had, because the state came up with 2,247. The state was off by 0.3% in their prediction of your enrollment. You were off by 4.1%. Your retention percentage this year was 94.1. Your historical 10-year retention is 97.1%, not including this last year. If you extrapolate that number for the next decade, in 2035, you're going to have 1,668 students in this school district. Now you're talking about a levy. This all goes into the levy because your levy is based on pupil units. Your levy, which I'm assuming is going to come in somewhere between 15 and 20 million over 10 years. That's not to expand learning in this district. That's to keep the lights on. You've been in operation for 2 years, full operation for 2 years. You're going to be going into next spring with a budget shortfall of about 2.2 million from what I can tell from your own numbers. Okay. Someone in this room needs to start asking questions, getting answers about who made up these numbers that led you to $1 million budget shortfall. Because we all have kids. When your kids screw up, what do you tell your kids to do? Take accountability for your mistakes. Raise your hand, my fault, I made a mistake. Not the group did it. Someone else did it. If If you would have listened to the state, I stood in front of you and said, you were going to ignore the state's number, you're gonna make up your own number,
Finish up
and you're
one
gonna
second.
set your budget on that number. And that's exactly what you did. And now, according to your own numbers, you have 2,239 students. The state actually gave you 8 more students, thought you would have 9 more students than you did, or 8 more, okay? Someone needs to be accountable for these mistakes. And all we get is I ask questions, no one ever answers them, and the less aggressive model that you use for progression
Finish up, watch
to
time's up.
determine your enrollment has no factual or data basis behind it. The state of Minnesota said it doesn't. So would someone please ask the questions, and maybe we can all get an answer, because we all pay taxes whether we got kids in the district or not.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Anybody else like to address the board? Okay, moving on. 3.1, this is a fun one, girls tennis recognition. So we're gonna recognize the first ever state champ girls tennis team from Rock Ridge. So I think we- super proud of your accomplishments. You made us all proud down there, and we wanted to have you in to celebrate.
I loved the picture with the whole community. That was pretty cool. Nice job.
I was gonna introduce him as the first ever state champs, but Johnny stole my thunder.
I think there's something else that clever to say.
Here they are, your Rock Ridge's first ever state champs as a team. The 2025 class AA girls tennis champs. And I was there, a couple of you board members were there, I saw a couple of you guys there, and I just want to say that these girls played so well that it was just amazing. I mean, they, no matter what was thrown at them, they didn't panic. They just stayed calm. They stayed cool. They stayed collective like you want to be. They played with great confidence. I mean, it was a battle. Every match was a battle. They'd go 3 matches, you know, also we're up 3-1 and be 3-2, and then we're losing. And nobody panicked. Somebody came back and won for us. And finally, at the very end of the state championship match, when Alice clinched it, it was just like a huge celebration. And like I said, all our community members were there, and we had a photo with all of them at the end. So you should be very proud of this team. They did a tremendous job down there. Beat some really good teams, knocked off a private school that we've never done before. These are our coaches, Jessica and Courtney, are co-head coaches. They're gonna introduce the team, and then our seniors are gonna like to just share their experience with you, and then we'll call all of our coaches and staff, and we'll take a picture with you guys.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, so I'm gonna introduce you, so just step forward, girls, when I say your name. Nina Paulson. Anderson. Amy Scott. Alice Johnson. Audrey Harley. Caroline. Lee Kramer. William Hodak. Ellie Gambario. Randy Seckley. And Ayla Troutwine.
Along with Jess and I, we have a really amazing group of volunteer coaches and that put in a lot of time and effort with these girls. So we need to give them some recognition too, because without them, we would not have been where we were. So we have Peyton Marks was our assistant / JV this year. And Jim Prittinen, who was also inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. We also had Tom Prosen and Katie Troutwine volunteer and help us. So it's all thanks to the wonderful group that we've had. Thank you for recognizing this team tonight. They're a very deserving group to have won the state championship. They put in a lot of time and effort. So yeah, thank you.
Very exciting.
Nice
job.
I bet you girls haven't taken those medals off since you got them.
Ayla and Madeline, there are only 2 seniors on this team, so
Yeah, we're thinking
Floor
repeat.
is yours.
Okay, so basically as seniors, this has been like one of our biggest accomplishments in like our high school career. And it's just crazy to even make it to state, let alone win it at all. And that's thanks to like our fellow team members, our coaches, and our community. And as you saw in that picture, the amount of community we had down there just supporting us and even online cheering us on online on Facebook was crazy. And so we couldn't thank you guys enough. And we would also like to shed a little bit of light onto our amazing coaching staff. I mean, Courtney over here is Section 7 AA Coach of the Year. And then again, Jim Prittinen got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we couldn't be, there's no one that deserves that more. And the rest of our coaching staff just contributed even more to that win of ours. And we would like to also thank you guys for having that contract with the indoor facility. That is so helpful for our program. You don't even know it. It is probably the reason why we got that far in competing with all those good teams, and just that is amazing.
It was definitely an advantage to have as many home games that we did, and we have the facility to host all these like matches for like all the opposing teams coming in, and it was definitely really nice having like a home advantage with all the community and all the supporters there. And I don't think we could have gotten this far without all of our supporters.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, you young gals, you represented Rock Ridge wonderfully.
Thank you.
I'm gonna cry now. I cried then.
I think we're all emptied out of tears.
Yeah.
But we would just like to thank everyone that helped us get to where we are now.
Were you the two in one of the photos also?
Yeah.
Okay. Loved it.
Yeah.
Great photo.
Well done.
Yeah. Yep. I think we're gonna get a picture. I think we're getting a picture, right?
All right, come on up, Mark.
We're bringing these up too?
Sure, bring them up.
Put them on. Thanks. Put them on. Run. We got chocolates. Yeah. Just put them on the table up to the side. Over here.
See everyone? Got it, thank you.
What, we need more of that? You do more of that, that's fun. Huh? Have more often, that's fun.
Yeah, it is.
I thought that was you in the picture. My office is a couple blocks from now, if I'd have known that's where it was gonna be. Yeah.
Everybody get some chocolate?
That's awesome.
I told executive director at Minnesota, I told him I'm resigning. I said, my first gave away trophies, Rock Ridge's first state tournament was mine. Because I'm one and done. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Dynasty.
Thank you. Now only two.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought.
Two seniors. And they have told me when I was growing up, they had a couple seventh graders that could have made the team.
But maybe it's the beginning of your role.
Red George.
Thank you for coming.
That's cool.
Okay, beat that. Ready?
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna follow that.
Right.
No, we're not all.
We try.
Move the podium back.
I won't cry over your number.
Slide that back.
Is that the one they need to slide back?
Yeah.
Is that the one they need to slide back? So we have our nice background that Wasabi Signs did for us?
You want this one instead?
No.
Well, whatever one, yeah, whatever one. And we've got the nice new Wasabi Signs.
Wait, buddy.
Yeah.
Wolverine in the back, so we want to make sure you guys get to display it a little bit.
You're blocking them.
It is,
Blocking them.
it is.
Can I move?
I'm just kidding.
I don't know, Mike gets mad when I move.
All right, without even being introduced, he's already at the podium, 4.1. Pete Oppen, Cross Anderson, take it away.
Sounds good. Thanks for having us tonight. I brought with me Chelsea Krales as well, project engineer for Kraus Anderson. And she will actually be leading this project for us under the supervision of Patrick Gallagher. So you won't be seeing me after tonight for the 1404 unless I need to. I saw that. Okay, so we're here to talk about the 1404 Progress Parkway renovation for the special ed program, both the Setting Forward and the Bridge to Independence. And I'll go through the agenda here. So we'll be talking about project details, the milestone schedule, the bid results from the public bidding process, and any questions you have, and then we'll ask for a board approval for 2 items tonight. I'm sure you saw in the packet. One thing in the board approval I want to make clear is the greenhouse is not going for approval tonight. We need to sort out a few state code plan review items yet, and kind of sort through those items of what all that scope is encompassing. So basically, no exterior work is being asked for approval tonight, only the interior remodel work. And with that, I'm gonna turn it over to Chelsea.
Good evening. As Pete had introduced, I'm Chelsea Krales. I'm project engineer with Kraus Anderson. Excited to be working with you here, and we'll explain the project to you tonight. So looking at our agenda, we'll go over some project details, we'll go over the milestone schedule, the bid results from the public bid that we had, and then we'll take any questions and we'll ask for that final approval. You have seen some of these slides maybe once before as you're going through the process. We will go over them here just to refresh things for you. Working on the team, so your design team, we have DSGW Architecture, Mechanical and Electrical Engineer working with CMTA. Construction manager here ourselves for Kraus Anderson Construction. In summary, so the project consists of some selective demo of the interior space and then doing that build out. So getting your Setting 4 and your Bridge to Independence groups into that space. And then the alternates here that we have included for you to consider also, alternate number 2 is adding the upgrade of the air handling units. We'll get into what that means here in a second. And then alternate number 3, adding the assistive listening system. And we'll talk on some of those details also. So here for you is the demo plan. So looking at the building right now, there is some build out, some walls will be remaining, some ceiling and flooring remaining in here. Doing what we can to preserve the space just to limit the cost to remodel the area. Looking at the floor plan, so on the left-hand side will be the build-out for Setting 4. That's on the west side of your building. And then on the right-hand side here, looking for the Bridge to Independence area. And you can see we've kind of got that red line that divides the 2 spaces, but there is a door that will connect them if needed. Looking at the finishes, so this is really looking mostly at the flooring. So you've got a couple different types of carpeting. Looking at some of the areas, you have walk-off mats in your vestibules, some pretty basic things, tile floors in the restrooms. All right, getting into the alternates. So alternate number 2 is for the upgrade of the air handling units. So we've highlighted them here on the bottom in the yellow for you. So as you can see, there are 2 units on the south end of the building. So it would be replacing both of those units as well as the condensing units just on that south side. So they're really gonna take the existing unit out, put the new one in right in the same place, Might have a little bit of modification on that exterior ductwork, but it's really a one-for-one replacement there. So you'll see the added cost for that is $172,995 to replace those 2 units. Looking at alternate number 3, the assistive listening system. This one gets a little bit pieced together. So this is for the rough-in. So this is the conduits price that you'll see here. So for the $5,130, you'll have the rough-ins. The district is providing the hardware, so that's included in your soft costs. The hardware and devices purchased directly by the Rockridge IT department. And then the install is included in the hard costs. So overall, it is all included in the project budget right now, but the number is a little lower than you might anticipate because it's just for that rough-in portion. All right, then looking at the raw bid results. So of each work scope that we bid out, what you're seeing here is the low qualified bidder. There were a couple bidders who may have backed out of their number for one reason or another. A lot of times it was an incomplete bid. They were missing something, so they weren't gonna stand by that number. We've confirmed that with them. You'll see here, work scope 9K for the wall covering and painting is highlighted. So there were 2 contractors that were both low, tied with the exact same bid. So Franzen Decorating Incorporated and Mulcahy Nicholas both had the exact same number, both very qualified. Mulcahy Nicholas has worked with you before. So this will be the second portion that we'll ask for your review or your approval tonight is which painting contractor you would like to move forward with. So being as they have the same bid number, it doesn't change the amounts at all, just a decision between one or the other. I kind of touched on a little bit these bid recommendation notes. I won't go over each one. These are part of the bid recommendation letter also, so you may have seen these already. This kind of just goes on some bidding, either irregularities or some unique things that happened. We had a contractor who bid multiple work scopes, so we evaluate those a little bit differently. Some work scopes received only one bid, so we've confirmed that they have everything included in that bid and compared it to our estimate. They're still very good numbers, very competitive that way. And then we've highlighted here number 5 in yellow is just that decision that needs to be made on which painting contractor to go with. Any questions on these?
Which one did you say we worked with before?
Mulcahy Nicholas. Yep.
And all went well there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were the North Star contractor for metal studs and drywall.
Okay.
Yeah, they do both metal studs and drywall and painting. Yep. They have 2 divisions. All right. Then looking at our bid results, so these are the raw bid results, so the totals of those bids that you saw on the last slide. So on the base bid, you have a total of $1,424,128. The total for alternate number 2, $151,750. And alternate number 3, the assistive listening system rough-in for $4,500. So that brings down your total hard cost, the actual construction costs, of $1,580,378. So again, for what's listed there, and then we'll get into the soft costs here in a second.
What was your prediction, or do we have an estimate that we were looking at a while back?
I want to say the project all in with direct hard costs and soft costs was about 2.3 to 2.6 million.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what Chelsea will go over now is the all in cost. So
Okay.
what you saw there was just the bids for it. Yep.
All right, so when we look here, under the project costs, so this are the direct or the hard costs, what we refer to them as. So here we have your base bids and alternates, some allowances for some things that we know are coming up, the general conditions, and then the contingency. So that's total here in the hard costs. We move forward into the indirect or the soft costs for the project. There's a number of things included here. So we've got the site services, reimbursables, the CM fee, a lot of other owner cost budget items are included also. So that includes your design team costs, costs for testing and inspections, commissioning costs. The school district's IT department, as I mentioned, is providing a lot of devices for the space, so that is included in this budget as well. There's a little bit of FF&E and then kind of the permit, so a number of things all encompassed in that number. So when we get to the project, as we mentioned, with alternates 2 and 3, the project total cost then comes to $2,574,112. So that's what we're asking for the approval on tonight. And that includes, like we've mentioned, the base project, both alternates, encompassing those hard costs and soft costs. Alright, looking at schedule. So if given approval tonight, we will proceed with construction start on November 17th. We will work through the winter. Really, the project is an interior remodel, so we will work through the winter and be wrapping up around March 27th, right there at the end of the month. So about 5 months of our construction duration. And as noted, that kind of fits in with your fiscal year plan here. Any questions at all?
So our current air handling units, are they end of life? Are they problematic, or, I know it's within budget, but maybe we want to save that for a slush fund for something else, maybe, I don't know, what's your thought there?
So they are beyond their typical lifespan. I think they put in 2000, so they're 25 years old, and they're usually about 20 to 25 year lifespan on them, so.
Yeah. But they still work.
They still work, yep.
I did talk to Jim Andrick, and he went and checked them out, and he deals with them every day.
Sure.
And he said maybe you'll get 5 years, maybe. But what he didn't want to do, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but to have them break down when you have that space occupied, that's a problem. Because it's going to take time to get a new unit, and then it's going to take time to change it. And if that were in the middle of the winter, he was just a little concerned about that.
One other note.
5 years, I guess, is the direct answer to your question.
Yeah.
Maximum.
Yeah, and it's, yeah.
One other note that.
Playing with house money, I get it.
is If it were to go through with the alternate to replace them, is we would salvage those units for spare parts for either the new ones or the other existing units on the other end of the building, so.
And members of the board, one of the reasons, which is an excellent question, one of the reasons it's coming up here is that we can use long-term facility maintenance revenue for that because we're simply replacing like for like. That's your biggest pot of money is long-term facility maintenance. You can't use it on some of the other stuff here, but you can use it on this. So that's why it's $174,000, but it's also from fund that we have. It's a different fund, and there is revenue there, and you can't spend all that on some of the other things on the project.
And you can't transfer it to.
Can't transfer it anywhere.
Okay. Any other questions for Peter, Chelsea?
And this is what we need to get going for the special ed. Yeah. So.
I will make a motion to approve as presented.
I'll second.
Motion by Yuhan, second by Reardon. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimously.
And then
Get to work.
item number 2, are you guys?
Oh, the painter.
The selection on the painting contractor?
Sure. I would make a motion to go with the person or the company that we've gone with before, if we haven't had any issues with them.
The Nicholas from Oakdale?
Yeah. Okay, Nicholas.
Yeah.
So it's really apples to apples, there's no travel fee. I feel like Malacca's just a little bit closer. Does that pay?
They've included it all.
Okay.
Yep, and overall looking, the building really is painting. There isn't any, wallpaper or other wall coverings. It's painting. There's some accent walls that are painted. They've confirmed that they have everything included in both. So any cost to get to the area, they've included all of that in their bid.
Since they've done a fabulous job in our other buildings, I see no reason why not to reward them for coming back up and wanting to.
You have something to add, Pat?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, we dealt with both of these contractors. This is tough because it's very rare you get the same number. It's also very tough, they both have a good track record. So it really, for you, you can't really make a bad decision.
Okay.
They're both very good. I used Franzen up in the Ely schools, and we've used Mulcahy as we talked about. They both do well, so.
Okay.
I'll make into a motion to go with who, I don't know how to say the first one, or the first part of the name, so,
Okay.
okay.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to go with them,
Okay.
since we have in the
Motion by
past.
Lotiger to go with Mulcahy. I will second. Any discussion?
Say it 3 times fast.
No. I didn't even say it once.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you very much for your time.
Think you're not gonna be here anymore?
I'll still be around. I'll never leave.
Right?
He is one of your coaches.
I gotta coach some of those girls that you just saw up there.
Yeah. Thank
We
you.
have 4.2. We got you guys on there again.
I'll be around.
Thank you.
Consider approval of contract amendment 18th for construction manager agreement.
So moved.
Motion by Reardon,
Second?
second by Bonner. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion, opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Easy enough?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too.
Moving along, the consent agenda. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Lotiger,
Support.
Culver Dahl. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Up on the Phoenix. All right, 6.1, Wolverine Unified Sports, grade 7 through 12 update.
Good evening, members of the board. We're excited to be here. We are hoping we have a few students join us, but last minute, everyone canceled on us. So you just have us. For those of you who are joining virtually, I'm Stephanie Aganis, Special Ed Director. We have Jill Devich here. She is a member of our Special Education Advisory Council. Scott Manny, high school principal. Ethan Stakovich, special ed teacher at the high school. And Amber King, special ed teacher at the high school. We're excited because we have the Rockridge Unified Sports brand new team. And Jill is going to be passing out some t-shirts to you. And what I'm going to be talking about today, if you just want to go to the next slide. All right, what is unified sports? Why is it important? Who makes up the unified sports team? Team members and staff, and upcoming events. And just to let you know, there are many schools around us, all throughout the whole area, that have unified sports, working with Special Olympics, and we need to be on board with that. We've had many family members that have expressed interest that we have some unified sports, so we will go ahead and explain just exactly what is Rockridge Unified Sports. All right, so unified sports is,
unified sports brings together students who have disabilities, especially intellectual disabilities, the students who are neurotypical or their general education peers. And it allows them to spend time practicing together and competing together, bus rides together, those normal high school experiences that, that kids look back on when they get to be like our age. And they're like, remember when? And so that's kind of what Unified is. And so the athletes, they are the people who have the disabilities, the students who have the disabilities. And so what we're looking for is not only developing those friendships, but also helping them develop their skills. So maybe they can get closer to joining like the school sports teams and things like that. The partners are the general ed students who are becoming their teammates, becoming their friends, not just being there to be an assistant. And helping when they see a face in the lunchroom. They can be like, hey, how's it going? And they can make those connections throughout their whole school day. And so like how it would work, like our first event is bocce ball. So one of the athletes and one of the partners would team up and they would compete in their bocce ball match. And so it wouldn't be Mr. Stokovich or I or one of the paras helping the special ed students, which is their norm. It would be a peer.
Very cool.
Why is this important? I think the most important thing is inclusion. We can get these kids together, working with their peers, and teams practice and compete together just like any other team. A lot of kids, that's what they want. They just want to be there. They're learning sports skills, personal skills, access to places, and they're meeting new people throughout as they're going. As of now, we have 15 athletes ranging from grades 7 to 12, and 16 partners signed up, grades 7 to 12. We have 2 coaches so far, it's myself and Ms. King, and then our program coordinators are Ms. Agnes and Ms. Petola.
And also, just to back up a second, last year, Rockridge High School started doing a unified FIAD class where we had general ed and special ed students taking that FIAD class together. So this is just an extension, and Special Olympics Minnesota, very grateful for them, is paying for 100% of our startup costs, which that means jerseys, any equipment that we need, transportation to our events the first year. So our goal is for this district to be a unified champion school. And what that means is the first pillar is you start having some unified FIAD classes in school. The second pillar is getting a unified sports team. That's what we have developed right now. And the third pillar is getting some unified events throughout K-12. And that's dances, other different sporting events. So there's 3 different pillars that we're aiming to get, so.
Awesome.
So tentatively, this is gonna be our schedule for the year. And then next year, we would like to host a major event at Rockridge.
That'd be great.
Perfect spot for it.
Yep.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Want to go over what we have? Do you want to back up a second?
So we have this month is bocce ball, then bowling, basketball, swimming, floor hockey, wiffle ball, and then track and field.
How often will the students go participate? Like, is it once a month?
Once a month.
Once a month, okay, okay.
And then we're working with our unified FIAD classes to be able to practice some of these skills, and then maybe have some after-school practices to get them ready.
Oh, awesome.
Because
Love it.
we are gonna have state-level teams in all our activities. You know this. And I've stressed this fact.
I'm extremely happy that we're getting this going, because that, like Jill said, as she's passing out the t-shirts, I mean, I've gotten a number of emails and phone calls about getting this going, so I'm glad that it's coming to fruition.
Me too.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting for the community and families and students. So yeah, we're really excited. November 20th is our first event in Proctor.
Awesome.
That indoor wiffle ball, it looks like it needs a location. Why not wait? Why not do it this year, Scott?
Well, that's a possibility.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Stake your claim.
Yeah.
If you need volunteers, just let us know. Need volunteers.
Yes, let us go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you for the t-shirt also.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I'll wear that.
I just recently saw a video floating around too of one of our students that was included in a football game, and it was pretty emotional to see.
I was at the football game, yes, that was
Yep, pretty
really
cool.
a cool,
The
experience.
kids definitely
Yep.
embraced, and
It was
definitely
wonderful.
inclusion, for sure.
I've subbed in
Agreed.
some of the FIAD classes, and it's great how the students mingle and help each other.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Excellent.
6.2, Parkview Elementary Principals Report with Sheena. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, board members. Just like I told you about North Star going really well at the beginning of the year, Parkview has also done tremendously well at the startup of the year. I just want you to know the pre-K 4s, remember how we moved all of them over to the Parkview and we've been busing the Evelyn Gilbert side 4-year-olds. That has gone really well. It's been a smooth transition. It's worked really well. The staff has just taken it in stride. We haven't had any big hiccups, so that's good. Parkview had a family fun night carnival where we invited anybody in our building and other buildings if they wanted to join us for like carnival type games, and we saw a really good turnout. I think hundreds of people came to Parkview that night for those carnival games, so that was really fun at the end of September. We also had a safety circus, it's called. It's the National Theater for Children. Minnesota Power puts that on or pays for that. They come around to all the schools if you want them. And Parkview had them come and do a show on electricity and safety around electricity. We had fire safety beginning of October. Thank you to the Virginia Fire Department, the Gilbert, the Evelyn, the Fail. I think all of them took their turns sharing their expertise and coming and bringing some trucks to the Parkview Elementary and the other elementaries as well. We also had, I think I mentioned this as well with North Star, the CODA that came and did a presentation that was brought to us through our Indigenous coordinator, Maria Pottersday, and she had seen this presenter at one of the things that she'd gone to, and he did a phenomenal job. I heard many compliments from multiple teachers, and the kids were very engaged in it, so that was nice to see. Our teachers had taken some of our classes to that curling, that USA curling that was at the MEC, and the kids loved that, so that was really cool as well. And then a couple other things going on. Of course, the girls' tennis team coming through. I tell you what, there's nothing more exciting than getting to see your older Rockridge kids come through the elementary and those little kids with their pom-poms cheering and singing. So thank you to the tennis team and Josh for including us and allowing our kids to get excited for those kinds of things too. And I also want to point out our College of St. Scholastica that we have a couple students from there. I know they also go to the high school, but they have been working with some of our primary classrooms and doing different activities to help get some of those kids more focused and working through some of the occupational, that lens, to get those kids more focused to do their work and better engaged. So we thank them. I know that program is coming to an end, but some great knowledge has come from those graduate students. As far as academic-wise, we are all done with our first benchmark testing at Parkview, and our interventions are up and running. They've been working through with Ms. Dominski, Miss Ellen Eben, and Mrs. Kokums through reading and math interventions, and those groups are about to switch over here, so we'll do a switch soon. And all of our teachers and all of our students have goals set. I know that was a big thing for Leader and me to make sure that everyone has a goal. So I sat down and met with every teacher about their goal. And I know that every teacher also has their students that have their own individual goals and they meet with them. Coming up, we have our Fall Festival that is put on by our PTA. They're gonna be in our building on Friday doing another set of carnival games, but this one is where the kids get to dress up in some costumes and go through those carnival games. Alexander Hayes is the gentleman that was hired also through our Indigenous, coming around with his Ojibwe Ojibwe teaching expertise and going into our Parkview classrooms. I know my teachers got that email, I think today, and they were like, what is this? Because we hadn't at Parkview seen that come through yet today. So we're excited about that coming. And next week, we have our conferences. North Star and Laurentian are done. Well, North Star is one more day tomorrow, but Parkview has our fall parent-teacher conferences next week on Tuesday and Thursday, as well as our book fair. So lots of things going on. It's a busy couple months, but it's going well.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gina. 6.3 update on student numbers and levy. Andrea.
Good evening. Here to give you a little bit of update on our student enrollment. First off, that was reported to the state of Minnesota on 10/15 through our student enrollment system. 2,151 K through 12 students.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
2,151 K through 12 students.
So this doesn't include our early childhood, our 3s, our 4s?
I did not include those in that number. Yep. So it's kindergarten through 12. And that was reported to the state of Minnesota on October 15th. We had reporting deadlines for that.
Okay.
Next would be about an update about our levy. So, on September 22nd, you know, I was here and asked you to approve the levy at certified, in which you did. That's through the levy timelines. So again, we go through these timelines at July and August, and then September. I input data in July and August. We go through it. The state of Minnesota does levy projections and runs in September. And then I came to the board on September 22nd and asked for you to approve it at maximum, which you had done. So I'm just here tonight to give you a little bit of an update, because at that meeting, at that time, we were still waiting for some adjustments to be made, as I stated at that meeting. So we still were waiting for some debt adjustments to be made, and then those happened. So now the levy that was done by the state of Minnesota on October 3rd, so we had to wait for a while, and then on October 3rd, we received another levy run, and the levy changed to approximately $4,389,000. So it's a decrease from the 24 pay 25 levy. We were waiting for the adjustments on the debt service, as I just said, and those were actual manual adjustments that have to be made by the MDE levy team. That's why we were waiting for those. And then also we were waiting on the lease adjustments that had to be made. I had inputted leases, but we were still waiting on one that was outstanding at the September 22nd meeting. So they did get that adjusted and changed in our levy. So on December 8th will be our Truth in Taxation meeting, and that will be held here again at 1405 Progress Parkway at 6 o'clock. And at that time, you will take action on that levy again. So just wanted to let you know what has happened. So it's a definite change from before when it was presented on September 22nd.
Okay.
Yep. Any questions?
Any question, Andrea?
Will the number change at all again with more numbers put in, or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I talked with MDE today. I don't believe that it will be changing at that point, because October 3rd is when they ran it again, and I was in a conversation with them then, and we were reviewing everything. So I don't believe it changes. They might do another run before, but.
So do we get a breakdown of what they're looking at to get those numbers?
Yes, yeah, oh, definitely. So on December 8th, during the Truth in Taxation meeting, I'll have the same format that we had to show what the differences are and the categorical changes that were made in there. And the difference is definitely in the debt service. It changed. They had to manually adjust it just based on our consolidation, previous districts' history with tax implications on it. So we had to wait for that. That's why it was over stated.
So a lot of what you're doing is you wait for the state of Minnesota to give you material.
Yep, so in July and August, the levy system opened. It opened later this year. And then we input the data, so I was inputting enrollment projections, we input lease projections, and then they go through all their calculations based on their calculations, I guess, and then we receive information, and there's numerous runs. I mean, we received one on September 8th, I think it was. So I couldn't even present it at the first board meeting, which is traditionally what we do. I couldn't even present it at that point. It wasn't stated correctly at all. So we had to go through it and reach out to them and everything at that point. So, yeah, so it's a constant change until October.
And then do you offhand know the difference between last year's?
I do. Do I have the number right in front of me? I know it's going down 9%. I thought I had the number right in front of me, I'm sorry. Let's see.
Was it the 4.8?
Yes, thank you, Jennifer. So last year's, the levy was $4,821,000, and then at this time through this levy run, it is at $4,389,000. So there is an increase.
And members of the board, Andrea is being very tactful right now. She has probably seen 5 to 7 different iterations from the state of Minnesota. And they always change, they always come in, and you can see it. That's why you need to let this get some time and process to go. It's the first one said it was going up like 20 plus some percent. And here we are, the reality is, I think in December, you're gonna hear it's actually going down. Well, that's a big swing, and that's because you don't want to get too excited on the first numbers coming out. So, but Andrea has to live in this world and work with these numbers as they get adjusted over multiple months. And we know there's a lot of public interest in this topic. You're hearing a lot, but we wanted her to update you with the numbers, what the real numbers really are, rather than having people think it's something else.
Which I greatly appreciate, and I'm sure the district does, because, yeah, it's rightly so that they should be concerned.
Yeah. She's a lot calmer now than she was in September.
I was actually, the first levy run it was very hard to take. I'm like, this is not even close to being accurate. I mean, the very, very first one we received. So it's just, it's a constant change. Yeah, it's in a different timeline too of how it works.
So given that, what she just reported, I think, I don't know, speaking for myself, I'd like to have maybe a budget and finance committee meeting. I mean, start earlier than we did last year and just making sure that we have everything lined up right.
I would agree with that.
So
100%.
I think we should get out in front of it as much as we can and see where we're at, see where the numbers are, and see where that leaves us, and start working sooner than later on next year.
I agree. Thank you for the job you do.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I forgot to say something. I got caught up in the tennis girls. I just want to say one thing, that committee meetings and committee membership is very important as part of this board, and I think the 7 of us, need to do a little bit better or try to get better communication on attending those committee meetings. And I know I missed one myself last week, so we just need to do a better job of attendance on those meetings.
I mean, things happen and people have things going on, but it is part of what we sign up for, so just
The whole
a
board
reminder.
relies on the information that happens at those committee meetings, and it helps us formulate our decisions. So if we can all do a better job of attending, or at least communicating when you can't attend those meetings, that'd be great.
Perfect, thank you.
I was gonna say that first thing and I forgot. I got caught up in that. The tennis hoopla. Dr. Schmidt?
Superintendent.
6.1. Yeah.
Couple updates for the board. You have a handout in front of you, and I know we have some things coming up. I just want to say one thing about attendance, the difference between trying to figure out how many students you really have. We know how many kids we have. The state of Minnesota, of course, uses multiple ways to measure students. So if someone is looking on a site, it might look like the numbers are different than the ones we have. For example, there's average daily membership. How many kids are actually in the building in the seat? And that's a common ADM measure. There's also another one called adjusted pupil units. And that goes to, okay, the kid is there, but is it a high school kid or is it a first grader? You get different amounts of money depending upon that. So it's an adjusted pupil unit. In addition to that, you have some students who are actually, they're called tuition students. They're not actually here, but they're somewhere else. So we receive revenue from them, which we then shift and move to pay because they're somewhere else. Those kids are not actually physically here, but they're here. So depending which measurement you're looking at, it's kind of gonna be, it's gonna be a little bit different. So, and we thank the state of Minnesota for that, but I understand if someone is trying to figure out, it can be very confusing. We try to keep it simple for you. We try to keep it so it's understandable. So when Andrea is talking about the budget, that it makes sense. So that it all makes sense. But it is a confusing topic on that. All right, that said, one thing I would just want to point out, I gave you 3 pieces of paper. They're stapled together. The first one is simply a notification from this is all from MDE. What this is MDE's view of the Rockridge Public Schools specific to how much money you receive in federal dollars. This all started from, you probably heard months ago, where there was some discussion on the federal level that they were going to cut off some of the federal funds going to schools. This was not surprisingly not greeted well by many school board members because budgets had been set, people were hired. So MD went ahead and calculated for every single school district how much federal money each district got. And you can go online and you can see it. So I ran off Rockridge's, and you can tell by this that through complicated formulas, which is why we have to hire a full-time business manager and multiple people here working with it, is 8.2% of your total budget comes from federal dollars. And there's some examples here of how those are spent. Title would be involved in here. There's classroom supports, free meals. We do get money from the feds for the free meals. And then they've got some other things. It's way more complex than this. But this is just how the state of Minnesota classified it. So I just want to let you know that, and the public, that about 8.2% of the total budget is federal dollars, and you have almost no impact. You have no decision-making authority there. They just say this is what you get. The second sheet of paper, this is coming up, and this is something that probably will also come up during the information dialogue listening session if you say green light on them. This I actually got, this is a published document by the state of Minnesota. They have a whole bunch of different departments that this is what they do, calculate. These are actually population projections. This is total population projections looking into the future. And in bolded are the Arrowhead Northeast. So you can see what's going to happen. If you look at the whole thing, you can tell between now and 2055, the whole statewide population is supposed to go up 6.4%. This is according to their best guess, and that's all it is the best guess on the demographics. When you look at the Arrowhead Northeast region, they are where we live, they are estimating between now and 2055, we're going down about 10.1% in total population. And you can see there's some other parts of the state that they're projecting about the same. Where I grew up in farming country in southwest Minnesota, same thing. 9-10% population drop. So it's not just northeast Minnesota. So these are estimates. They could be off because if things change in an area, who knows how things could change quite dramatically over time. But this is just so you know where the long-term population demographics are going to go. And the reason why they produce this is so schools, cities, townships can start thinking about what their population and the needs of citizens is going to be 10, 20, 30 years down the road. So that's just for you to take a look at it. Rockridge is well set on buildings and long-term infrastructure. We're in great shape on that one. The last one, Director Yuhan, this is just for you. You have seen this graph, only it stopped a couple years earlier. So this is an extended version of the graph. This shows the difference in since the year 2002 to 2003, what inflation, how it has eroded your school board dollar power over those years. And this runs up to just as recent as 24-25, the last school year. So the blue line shows where it happened with inflation. And the red line, you can see this is how much money you have, and the school boards in the past, in the last 20-some years, have been getting. And you can look at this, and a fifth grader could probably look at this chart and come to the conclusion that the blue line is bigger than the red line. So what this means is that you do not have as much money available to you as what the school board did, the Evelyn Gilbert and the Virginia board in 2002-03. And so how much does this amount to? You calculate it, take the number of students we have, it's about $3 million. So nothing has changed in the last couple of years as far as how much money you don't have. And this has not very much to do with how many kids you have. This is the reality of inflation, that you have to pay the bills, you have to keep the schools running, you got to pay the salaries, you're the one on the hook for paying for all this. The problem is you are not getting the revenue that old school boards had, certainly in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. So you have a problem that prior school boards never had. If you had $3 million extra dollars every single year, and this assumes no more kids, your budget problems are gone. They're literally gone. So this is just to show you the effect of inflation over a long period of time moved up.
And this isn't because of our new buildings. I mean, I think we have to have the public know that. This isn't because of our new bill at all.
Right.
Has nothing to do with your new buildings.
Right.
And it is, and what happened is, and I don't know, maybe we should have built buildings that looked more boring or looked less useful and looked less elegant, or just a big rectangle, because you use the same dollar amount that other schools get when they do, there's a formula at work here. And so we were just smarter with how we use space. We asked where the spaces were going to be, where the dollars were. That's why these buildings look the way they do. And so they're awesome. And in fact, your high school is up for a major award, worldwide award on Wednesday, where you're in the top 4 as far as from a design learning point of view. You're one of the 4, and you're getting a lot of attention from this point of view, because we have what everybody else wants. I mean, everybody who goes through that building, in North Star, Laurentian, it's the same thing. They wish they want to be a kid again. They want to go back to school. They can't believe it. And so, and you did all that by being smart. But you're correct. This has nothing to do with your building, nothing to do with the new building. You really do have $3 million less dollars.
So I'm taking it that obviously it's not just Rockridge, it's just statewide that, schools have to deal with that. So is there any indication that the state is going to ever kind of give us more, inflation money, I guess?
Lisa and I are both smiling.
Well, yeah, I mean, really, it's a good discussion for people to hear.
It is.
Yeah.
It's important. It's very important, yeah.
In the next year, there won't be, the state won't give anything with the dire straits that the state's in.
So I know that there was a big surplus last year and, I mean, is there any reason why? I mean, I'm sure there's lots of everyone, all the school districts are, you know.
The only thing I can say on that, and Lisa's been down to the day at the Capitol, so she can chime in. Like this year, this November, 41 schools are going out for multiple. A lot of them are going out for multiple levies and operating. A good example is Shakopee. Shakopee is going out for one, and they've already told the public that if this does not pass, they have to cut $9 million out of their budget. Now, they're a larger school. They have to cut 80 teachers. They've already said, we're going to be cutting 80 teachers in these areas. Minneapolis, St. Paul, they're in $30 million in the hole. It's just not us, it's everybody.
Right.
Last year, last year there was almost as many
I thought the number was
schools.
46 last November, I thought, or 49.
Yeah, and now there's 44, so you're looking at almost 40% of the schools in the state of Minnesota are scrambling to keep their doors open and pay the bills.
Boy, that's sad.
Yeah.
When it had $18 billion.
Yeah, that
surplus.
is, I mean,
That's-
really,
that's-
Right.
it's shocking and disgusting, really. But do you have anything to say about it?
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I won't go down that road because that's awful. But also with our education, it's not the way it was when I was growing up. It was you come into a classroom with a hard book and that's it. You don't have, we have things like PSEO, we have online we have that competition and all of those costs that come into play too. Besides the fact that we're not getting the money from the state like we should. And they've spent it, or whatever they did with it, on other things and not on education.
And then the unfunded mandates.
And the funded.
And they,
Yes.
they paid for some of them for this year and next year. And their answer to that is when the money's done next year, is we have to levy our population.
Yeah.
And that's fine
So
if
it's
you live in the
insult-
cities, but we don't.
Right. Yeah, rural is taking it
Rural
hard
is-
for
yeah,
everything,
right,
for
right.
everything. And even, when you look at that list on, what's going down in I mean, the minus is, it's farming country. We need mining up here to bring people believe, that's part of it. We have an older population because what's up here.
Yep.
So I mean, it's a multifaceted issue, problem, conversation. But as a school board, that's what we don't have yep.
I'm working with MSBA and the delegate assembly on the PSEO and online. And so the superintendents in 26, 27 through our ARC, the Arrowhead Regional Computer Consortium that helps all of us with our money. They asked the school districts to fill out a form and to talk about how much money they're losing. So, and it runs from Aiken all the way to Ely, Mesabi East. There's like 18 school districts in here. Almost $4 million out of all these school districts. We lose $655,000 is taken away by
PSEO.
And a lot of that could stay here because our teachers are qualified to teach them. So
Yeah.
there's a big push on
$1 million, we got almost $1 million in online, so I mean, there's.
Yeah. So there's a big push on trying to change that. I don't know if we will, but
Well, and Mr. Manny's working on it also with some alternatives, so hopefully those will.
Yeah, no good discussion.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
Lots of
Anybody?
challenges, that's for sure right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And
Okay, moving along. 6.5, the treasurer's report. Can I get a motion?
So move.
Motion by Colbert Dahl.
I'll second.
Second by Westby, either one, I guess. We'll give it to Lisa. Any discussion?
I just want to follow up the last board meeting, I had asked what consulting fees was, because I had seen it a lot of times, and Andrea got back to me and let me know that the consulting fees are Minnesota State High School League officials. That's what the state labels it as, or the expense
Coded.
code is for, yeah. So just following up on that.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. First reading on policies.
Treasurer's report.
We just did it.
We did that.
Yep. Do we want to take all these as the first reading? Do we want to take all these in one swoop?
6.6.
Oh, good catch, Jim. Yes. 6.6 that was added to the
We added
agenda.
that, the Gilbert.
The discussion and possible action on the Gilbert property that we own and has had no action on. So the Buildings and Grounds Committee met this morning and we got a report from Dr. Schmidt that we've had nothing. There was a private group that was partially interested in it or expressed some interest, and that hasn't gone anywhere. The city of Gilbert hasn't had approaches about anything, so it was kind of requested at the committee that we just list it for sale and just see what happens. Throw a lure in the water and see if we can reel somebody in.
Do we have an estimate for the what it is worth?
Well, I think we'd have to lean on an agent for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Rudin, second by Westby. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Get her listed. Put her on the market. We have been maintaining it, cutting the grass and so I think it's, we don't have any plans for it, it's good to
Nice
move
piece
on.
of property.
Yeah, for sure.
It is, nice.
Okay, now back to the policies, first reading. 306, 414, 418, 425, 501, 503, 506. These are all the ones that we have to review annually.
A lot of these are, yes, you're required by the state to review a number of policies every year.
The policy committee met last week and sent these on. 506, 514, 515, 519, 534, 602, 606, 621, 707, 709, 712, 722, 802, 806. I mean, unless anybody wants to pull one of these to talk about it, I think I'd entertain a motion to do all these at once.
I'll make a motion to do them all at once. And I just would like to mention that I'm a part of the policy committee and was at the meeting here the other day. And there is a portion, there are some that require very little changes, that just is like a capitalizing a letter or putting in a period or a comma, just punctuation type things. And during the meeting, I had told Stacy that I think that the board would agree it's fine to just make those changes with the punctuation, that we don't need to have major discussion about it, so.
Okay.
I'll second.
Second by Reardon. Any discussion?
I want to, my hat's off to the policy committee, because it's not a pleasant job to go through all these. The other thing is that they follow MSBA, because MSBA looks at these and they have the attorneys that make sure that these are all in order for us. So I'm happy that we're staying on top of our policies.
Well, not only do we need to mention that, I want to thank Stacy as well, because she put a lot of time and effort into printing out all those policies that are MSBA policies, and then our policies, and the striking out and redlining and all those types of things. And she printed out packets and packets and spent lots of time doing it. So are there still some over there for the other
They're in my
board members?
office.
Okay, so if you
Well, that's
want
that
to
part.
grab them, she's got them as well. So thank you, Stacy.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. 8.1, discussion on additional compensation and increase in contract weeks from 46 to 48 for Principal Sheena Stefanich for the 25-26 school year.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Bonner, support by
I'll
you,
second.
Lund. Any discussion?
Well, I'll just, I don't know if Noel was gonna say anything, but, you know, I was at the personnel committee meeting as well this past week. You know, and Sheena's argument, I think, is very valid. I mean, she's doing double the work. I know what it's like for a principal, just in their own building and how much work it is, and, you know, looking into bullying reports and having parents show up and wanting to talk, and how much your day is interrupted just in one building, let alone two. You know, it's double the schedules, double the staff that she needs to do evaluations on, double the evening conferences, the concerts, trying to be present in both buildings. I think we all got an email too today, from staff just saying how it's been pretty difficult with just one going back and forth. She's doing the 504 plans, all the Title I. There's 46 paras and 81 staff there, and she works off-duty time. She's also at games. I've been at volleyball games, and Sheena's at the volleyball games and stuff too. So I just wanted to throw that out there as well.
Double the school board meetings too.
Yeah,
Plus
double the school board meetings
football
as well.
games.
Yeah, so, and she's only asking for the stipend for 1 year, it's not an ongoing thing, and I think that we've also discussed as a board, when we decided to go this route, that the hope is that this is only a temporary situation, you know, to have a principal going between the two buildings, and so she's requesting a $10,000 stipend just for this school year. Adding the 2 weeks. She's got a 46-week schedule now. The 48-week contract would increase $5,493. So the total increase with the 2 weeks added on is about $15,500. And again, the request is being made just for this school year.
Okay, thanks for all that information.
You bet.
We got a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. 8.2, consider approval of updated job descriptions, school to work and fundraising and grants director. I have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Bonner. Second.
I'll second it.
Second by Westby. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Consider approval of the updated facilities rental handbook. So moved. Motion by Reardon. Second. Second by Westby. Any discussion?
I was just wondering, Chad, does it have ages that can rent the places, you know, like the Ninja Gym? I was wondering, like, do you let, you know, kindergartners or, you know, like a parent of a kindergartner rent that?
We rent that out for birthday parties. We've had approximately, between last spring and now, 13 birthday parties in the Ninja Gym.
Okay, so there isn't an age limit?
We try to say 5, but we have somebody down there, we haven't had anybody really younger than 5.
Okay, okay. I just was wondering. Thanks.
Any questions?
Any other questions for Chad?
I don't think so.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thanks, Chad.
Thanks for staying.
8.4, consider the snowplow bid. We should all have information from Mikey. We had 3 bids, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I just wanted to come tell you guys, because even though you're looking at the bids, there's a lot of things that happen to make this happen. And I just wanted you guys to know the whole big picture. And I'll start with utility systems. They have done our plowing since we basically opened up here. And at first, of course, learning the thing, they had, you know, we had a little issues there where they hit the curb and they killed a tree and blah, blah, blah. But since then, they've learned
And we've all learned on the best way to do it, the best way to take care of the place. They've gotten faster, they've gotten down, they know when to come out. They're down in their garage, they're our neighbor, actually, they're right there.
Because they're local.
Yeah, they're right there, they're actually connected to our property. The good thing about that is, and it's worked out well for us, is they keep their garage heated all year round through the winter to have their snowball equipment in there, so it all starts, they get up here, so it all works good. And like I said, I've been happy with them, and like I said, it's been getting nothing but better. They help out our staff when we're having somebody out or sick, or we have a broken piece of equipment, we can't get to it, they make sure it's all done. And to this day, to my knowledge, we have not had a problem where all of a sudden it's 7:30 and we're not clear. So that's been good. And I just wanted to throw that out there. You got another bid, and this lady also seems very reputable and qualified and everything else. She's out of Duluth. And when you're looking at the rates, you know, you always say apples, apples, oranges, oranges, that thing. This, you don't really know, because when you look at the prices, they might have 3 loaders here, where USA has 2. They might clear it in 4 hours, and one might clear it in 3. So it's, you don't know. And I just wanted to make everyone sure that, you know, you hear all the facts and how it is. And like I said, I'm sure these people are very reputable. I'm sure they've plowed places, and I don't typically know them personally, but I just want everyone to know the whole thing. And if you guys have questions too, as far as it goes.
Well, have you talked to utilities concerning maybe what the other person's bid was, and maybe utilities will come down a little bit?
Well,
in their rates?
Yeah, you know, and then I'm not sure on all the.
I don't think we can do
what you can do and what you can't do there.
Yeah, I don't think we can do
So,
that. When bids.
You know,
Where would the equipment for the Duluth company be? I mean, would they be driving this up
good point.
every
No,
day?
They would wanna keep it on site. And that's one thing that I'm a little bit worried about. I mean, I know we have room back here, so it's not like a room thing. But I know on some of these diesel things, some of the stuff has to be plugged in. You get 30 below. I'm scared that, oh my God, we can't get things going. People are coming up the hill and we're not cleared to go for school. That's my big worry.
Plus the cost, because
yeah,
unless they put in their own electrical, they'd be using our electricity to keep their vehicles plugged in throughout the
So we
winter.
would be responsible for their property on our property.
Yeah.
Would be
And
liable.
plugging it in and such, yeah.
And I don't even know,
And our-
and
just
I don't
thinking
even
that through.
know, you know, I'm not exactly sure on how all that would work even, so, but it's just my mind spinning, because I'm just trying to make sure we're doing it the best way that keeps us good. And like I said, in the last 2 years, now we've had a little less snow, so our price has gone down. And who knows what's gonna happen this year, I'm hearing both sides, but I just know that the current company we're using, they have not let us down yet, and they're very good at, they get up at 3 in the morning, they go outside and look, some of them are right here just south of town, so they're getting the same snow we are. It helps me, I get up too, and I'm standing out there going, oh gosh, we call us, we not call, you know? So it just all works good as far as that goes.
We don't have the easiest parking lots.
No, and they've got, for sure have experienced operators.
Well, I think for me, Mike, I just want to know what you recommend, because you're the one who's out there who knows.
What I recommend?
Yeah.
I recommend we say the course we've been doing.
Okay.
Because this gets getting better and better. That's my recommendation. You know, like I said, with USA, after 1 year, they went and bought new equipment. You know, I don't know if you see ever these plows that where one wing comes up, so you're on the sidewalk on the street. I mean, they've made purchases to make it go better and smoother, and where they're not, you know, wrecking things.
The other company might be a little bit less per hour, but they don't know how to I mean, ours is a difficult, I'm not saying they wouldn't be able to pick it up, but the cost difference there, I think, with somebody that's already been doing it, knowing where to put the snow, when to get the snow out of there, I think it's, well worth,
And they're not
My only-
that much
my-
cheaper.
My only
Not
question,
that much cheaper.
my only question was, when I sat down and I looked at these, I was looking at the salt, $1,000 per lot. So I don't know what the going rate for something like that is.
No.
And this one doesn't have anything listed for sand.
Or salt, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says sand on here, but.
Subby Bituminous, Tom over there.
Yep.
When we need him, because we do have a sanding truck out of our garages, but it's a small and a pickup. And some days it's just fine, but when we get, and it's icy,
Yep.
Tom from Subby Bituminous will come up here.
Perfect.
And he'll take care of us on a call, wherever he is, he'll come, but he's tied in with USA. You know, they're the ones who call him, I don't call him.
Okay.
And like I said, it's been nothing but getting better.
And I'm just curious, are they throwing sand out there and not salt?
We're throwing sand, because we don't wanna wreck our concrete.
That's the thing, yeah.
This other company does not have ability for sand, and like I said, I don't know that much about
That
it
adds
yet,
up,
because
yeah.
they came in at the very, very last minute, and it's kinda like, oh.
Yeah.
Because we never had other bids before.
Well, I make a motion that we hire USA.
I support.
Stick with USA.
Yep.
Motion by Bonner, second by Lotiger. Any further discussion?
Can I just say one more thing?
Go ahead.
I just wanted you to also know, we are trying to eliminate and keep the cost down on our Virginia buildings. Now, we've lost some parking lots, and we've got to the point now where we're doing a lot of the plowing there, because it's just not as big as this.
Yeah.
So that cost is continuing going down a little bit too. And I see that even happening more and more.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
threw it out there.
Yep. Any discussion?
Nope.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? A motion passes unanimously. Consider moving forward with community information dialogue and listening sessions. And this is for, moving forward with a possible, referendum for 2026. Can I get a motion? We had 2 weeks there's probably no new information. We had 2 weeks to think about it, what Dr. Schmidt presented last time, so.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Colbert Dahl. I'll second it. Any discussion?
I just think if we're gonna do it, we need to get out there and get the information out and.
Yep.
Yeah.
To take the temperature of the audience and see what it,
Yeah.
see what it
Yep.
goes.
And again, that's what
Voice.
that's really all about, is we wanna know what the community thinks, so that we're not making decisions.
and, we have people that come here and talk about our budget and that. And we discussed it a little bit here tonight about it's not just us. So the more information we have, that it's just not us and it's an area, that makes it a little bit more palatable, I think, to our people in our communities, because they don't want us to fail.
Yeah. And we don't want to.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And I think also coming together and having discussions like that, we can figure out maybe some little ways to tweak here and there, like we did with, when we had to lay off teachers, not a happy thing to do, and, departments pulled together and shaved some things off, and you get to, tackle it a little bit differently with just having a conversation, so I think that's good.
Yep.
Good point.
And getting accurate information out there is important.
Yes, it is.
Agreed.
I agree as well. Any other discussion?
We give Noel something to do.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the green light.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. We'll get them.
Will do.
All right. 8.6, consider approval of updated clinical experience agreement between Rock Ridge Public Schools and Western Governors University.
So moved.
Motion by Reardon,
Support.
support by Lotiger. Any discussion?
This is for all of our student teachers,
Of those who are going through Western Governors University, yes.
okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Meeting announcements. Next regular meeting will be Monday, November 10th, 6 o'clock at the Rockridge Administrative Building.
Can I just throw
Sure.
one thing out having to do with meetings? I haven't seen anything come across about the meet and confirm for meetings, and we've been trying to schedule those quarterly. Can we make some?
And I'll ask the teachers group, but usually they have contacted us and
Sounded
said, hey,
like
we're ready to
they
meet.
have done that. It sounded like. I got an email and it sounded like they have done that. So I just want to make sure that we're,
Okay, I'll check with them.
okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Lotiger,
Second.
second by Westby. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thanks, guys.